everybody. We are back for Live and Found, and we are on episode 6.
Yay!
So, this week we're going to talk about schema.
Yep, we're going to do a little schema strategy session. And we've talked about in the past a little bit about what we're doing. So, we're going to talk about the nuts and bolts and what's going on behind the scenes of your website with schema.
Well, and this is one that we're going to break down and make it simple because I think a lot of people get scared with the idea of schema markup and what it is and why it's important. So we're going to start from the very beginning to talk about what it is.
Yeah, it's not a new video game. It's not a new workout routine. But if we had those, I'd probably pull my hamstring. But it is easy, and it's easier than you think it is.
Well, and the reason why it's important for AI search is it's really an issue of clarity for AI. So it kind of, not kind of, when you do schema markup for your website, it tells AI what you have, what you offer in the method that it wants. And the goal is for businesses to be found in AI search. And schema markup is a big component of that. So it's one of those things that you have to learn, even though you don't want to learn, which is kind of where I'm at.
And don't worry, AI is a big help. The best way to describe it, in my opinion, of schema is it tells you, hey, this is a blog. This is an FAQ. This is my local business information. You know, it's kind of like walking into, here in Colorado, we have King Soopers. So it's like walking into your local grocery store and you're looking for peanut butter. You can't find peanut butter anywhere because there's no aisle signs that says this is where peanut butter is. And you grab pickles. And you're going to go home now and make a pickle and jelly sandwich. And that just sounds disgusting.
And if you have a wife at home, they're not going to be happy that you came home with pickles instead of peanut butter.
Yep. Lived that nightmare. Lived that nightmare.
Okay. So let's talk about how it works, what you have to do. How do you even start with the schema markup game?
Where we've started is I started with talking to ChatGPT about it. And ChatGPT and Wix and WordPress, they're great. Now, a lot of the pages have it already built in, you don't know it. So what you can do is you can have ChatGPT do an analysis of your web page and say, show me the schema, or show me the schema that would work better on this page. And then you can go in and plug it into Wix and WordPress. I use my ChatGPT a lot. Like when we post our blogs each week, I have my ChatGPT just walk me through step by step how to add the schema onto that blog page. It takes a few extra minutes to post that blog, but if you run the Google page searches, it has immensely helped AI find our pages.
Well, and let's do an example of what we mean. So let's say it's a coffee shop in Garden of the Gods. How would schema markup help with a coffee shop in the Garden of the Gods?
Well, you would put into your schema, you would put in the hours that you're open. So let's say you open at 5 a.m. So you would put in, we're open at 5 a.m. and the hours that you're open from and to. You would then add what is the most important thing of your coffee. Fresh brewed daily, lots of variety. Do you have breakfast tacos? Things like that. And then you also add something else like free Wi-Fi. By adding schema to your web page with business specific information, then AI will find you. So that when somebody says, I'm looking for coffee in Garden of the Gods where there's free Wi-Fi, you're going to be found because your schema is saying, hey, I'm here. And again, you're just going to have your chat GPT help you work out what you need to add and where to add with the schema.
Okay, so you're talking about FAQs. So if an FAQ is our hours of operation is from 5 to 1, and you put schema markup on that, AI will pick that up.
Correct. And that's what AI is going to look for first, is going to look through your schema. That's the language that AI understands the best, is schema.
So if we want to do a comparison, so let's say there's 2 coffee shops in Garden of the Gods, and one coffee shop wants to be discoverable by AI. Their FAQs that just give the basic questions: hours of operation, location, what they offer, like Wi-Fi or breakfast menu. If they have those questions marked up with schema, AI will go to that coffee shop first.
And what we're talking about is, it's great to have them at the FAQ level, and you need them at the human, what the human sees level, but you need to go behind the scenes. And that's where working with Wix or WordPress will help you behind the scenes add your local business information on your schema on your FAQ page. So it'll tell your hours, your address, your phone number, facts about you. So FAQ it and put it behind the scenes on your FAQ schema page.
Well, what other pages need to have schema markup?
Definitely your local business page. That's your front page of your website. That needs to have a schema, like we just said, your FAQ pages. And your articles or your blog postings need to have schema markup. We hit our blog pages heavy with schema markup because it marks your blogs so they show up for those with that little extra feature in the search. And you're between your FAQs and your blogs, you're showing your expertise, and the schema then translates that so AI finds it.
So if we go back to our grocery store metaphor, if your business is like a grocery store and your aisles are your homepage, your FAQ page, your blog page, you want those identified, labeled for clarity, because that's what we're talking about is clarity for AI, making it easy for AI to find your business. I mean, that's what we want when we talk about all the signals. Right. Set your business up to be found by AI. And schema markup is the clarity or the labeling mechanism for your business.
Right. So it technically is like this. It says aisle number 3. That tells you your local business, your FAQ or whatever. Then the next level down is going to be what you're talking about. So like if it's the cereal aisle or breakfast food aisle, it's going to have that, breakfast foods. And then the next level down, and this is where schema is going to help the most, you'll have cereal, Pop-Tarts, all the little stuff that makes that aisle different than everybody else's aisle. So you're looking at it as like a 3 level. The aisle number tells you big picture. The next one down tells you more specific about your business, and those little things underneath at the aisle that you have at every store tells you specific things about you. And that aisle sign is exactly what schema is.
Well, and I think if people, what we want to show today is A, don't be scared about it.
Right.
B, it's really required for AI search. If you do 7 of the signals and you don't do schema, you're really missing out on a big piece. I kind of relate it to, and I don't want to get off topic, but YouTube videos. We know that Google AI overviews pull 40% from YouTube videos. So if you're doing 5 signals, but you're not doing YouTube videos, you're eliminating 40% of the response. I don't know what the percentage is for schema markup, but I know it's super important.
So let's just boil it down to those three things we were just talking about: your local business schema, your FAQ schema, and your blog posting schema. Your local business schema is, what's your phone number, what's your service area, what are your hours. Your FAQ schema is, what do you offer specifically better than your competition? What show your expertise. If you're like a plumber, for example, do you offer emergency services? Great FAQ question, and add that to your schema. Do you emergency services are offered? You add that to your schema. And then finally, your blog postings. You want that's where you show your expertise. Again, going to the plumber analogy, what are the 5 things I need to do before winter to winterize my pipes? That blog, and then adding the schema behind it, will help you show your expertise. And like I said, AI is a great tool. It will write the schema for you.
Yeah.
You give it the information. You say, my business is at 410 Tijuana Street in Colorado Springs. We're open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. It will write the schema for you. And then the best part is it will tell you with Wix or with WordPress how to add it. And it'll walk you step by step to it for it. And one of the things I love most about AI is if I don't understand it, I'll say, explain it to me simpler. I don't get it. And it'll help you. It will walk you step by step. It's not the big monster you need to slay, but it is the important thing you need to do.
Well, and I think too, like sometimes when I get stuck, I will just take an image and upload it to ChatGPT and say, this is what I'm seeing. What am I missing? Or what do I need to do? And I want to jump back just for a second on the FAQs. FAQs is definitely more is better. And to organize your website around FAQs and doing schema markup is just a huge win. For example, on your AI Wizards website this weekend, I added 4 pages of FAQs just around AI search. One of the pages was the last page. The FAQ was around the business of your AI Wizards. Now, on our website, there's an About Us page, about me, about you. But under FAQs, there's a page about our business. And that was something I really hadn't thought about because, like, I don't talk about the business. Yes, do I have services and pricing on the website? Yes, but an FAQ just about the business I didn't have. And that was one of the things I added. So my point is FAQs are super important for search, for schema markup, because the more you can answer common questions that a consumer might be interested in and you do schema markup, you are light years ahead of other businesses in terms of being found by AI search.
So the bottom line is, don't be afraid of it.
Yeah.
Embrace it. It's going to help you. The few minutes it takes for you to add it to your site is going to bring AI to you faster and better, because this is how AI is going to find you, is your FAQs, your blogs, then supported by schema. Think of it as you're translating your business into language that AI can understand easily. That's schema, and that's going to set you light years ahead of everybody else on being found first.
That's what we want. All right. So that's our conversation for today about schema markup. Please follow us on LinkedIn, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We push out a lot of content around AI search. We have 8 signals that we focus on. We do weekly blogs and a weekly newsletter. Businesses that really grab hold of these signals now are going to be so far ahead of businesses a year from now, because what we try to do, one of the reasons why we put out so much content, is we want to train AI to mention us or choose us, select us as experts in AI search. And that's why we do live and found. That's why we have a YouTube channel. That's why we put out content. Your business has to do that too. You have to train AI on the expert that you are in your industry. So join us on Wednesdays for our live and found. Feel free to ask questions. You can email us, Joy at Your AI Wizards.
Tim at Your AI Wizards. Leave us comments below. Leave us comments on our website. We have a consultation button. Just click that as well. And like Joy was saying, next week we're going to talk a little bit more about how to be clear for your readers and for AI. So say what you say in a clear way. And that's what we're going to work on next week. So we'll see you next week. Have a great Labor Day weekend.
All right. Thanks so much.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.